Welcome everybody to the next episode. I think we're on number 7, 7A, 6A, 6C. It's the next one. Okay, I'm back in the office, not in a garage anymore. Quick overview, what's in this episode? We're going to look at the phase we're in now. We've moved into the next phase of training. So we're upping the intensity a bit. We're bringing in the key session changes. So I'll focus on a couple of those, hopefully. We'll do the bike run, what's changed with that session. But more importantly for me, what's changing in the strength and conditioning? Because I believe that is what's going to bring the changes and the benefits to maximise the speed for us old folks. Let's go. Morning everybody. Yesterday was my bonus clip for Just Do It episode 6. That was 6A, about the specific bike session. So we continue with the new phase of training, which is, as I said, it's motivating me even more to do something different. Now I think we need that. We need to jig the training round. The early sort of build sort of stuff, what people call base training, can be a bit boring. So I'm mindful though, I don't want to go the other way and just load in loads of effort because I'm feeling okay and then mess up, the gradual progression that's going to be sustainable. So today I'm doing my bike run session again. I've done that a few times now, I've documented it a few times, so I won't do the same again today, but I just want to say that I'll be taking it slightly easier on the bike, keep the endurance going, build the volume, because I think we need that generally. But the run sessions I'm going to mix up because we're on this new phase. I don't want to just plod round again. Generally I was getting a bit faster pace without putting any extra effort in, which shows you're going the right way. So let's mix it up now as we're in the new phase. So I'll probably do something like each run will be broken down into different target paces or by time and feel. I'm thinking of just doing a straight 1 minute on, 1 minute off run for the first run, and keep the minute off really easy. That's the key, and then just cruise, accelerate, flow into a faster 1 minute effort, and just do that alternating for the whole run. See where that goes. And I've done that kind of thing before, and it is good because it brings it in that faster pace. Concentrate on the technique, on the faster efforts, and you don't really sort of mash the legs by doing a full-blown effort session, but you're taking that next step to get into the real meaty hard stuff. So I think it's good to bring that in on these runs, but I've got to see how it feels. My legs feel, cycling this morning, I'm not a great morning trainer anyway, but yeah, slightly I feel good, but underneath I know I've done something slightly different in that session yesterday on the bike that was slightly harder. And in general I don't do a hard session before this bike run session. I'm generally just an easy spin before, so I'm recovered for it. So this is all about building the fatigue as well, so I need to be mindful of that today and not push through. If I start feeling a bit rough, I can always convert back to something easy, and making sure I'm building the adaptation and not just getting more and more tired and risk getting run down, illness and injury. I know I harp on about it, but it's happened so many times in the past. Let's be wise. Right, I won't go on anymore. So I'll report back, see how the session went. But the runs are the key parts within this key session today. The bikes are just endurance. Let's let it go, and I'm just cruising along here. It's a bit colder this morning as well. Not even got my top off yet. But I'll report back, see how the session went. Good stuff. Catch you later. evening. Just Tuesday, finished work, quick spin, more of a definitely recovery and mental respin today. After the 2 sessions I recorded over the weekend that were slightly higher intensities, by no means full on hard, flat out, but yesterday I did feel tired. So I was busy as well with work, but did just a recovery spin and some mobility, a little spin and mobility this morning, and already my head's playing games. The fact that I've not now ran for 2 days, but what I want to remember is the key sessions. Not running for 2 or even 3 days doesn't really matter. And tomorrow I've got a strength session planned, which is one of the key sessions, key squared, that really is wise to be refreshed and fit and ready for those sessions, so you hit them and get maximum benefit out of them. There's no point in hitting them fatigued and not feeling great. I just don't enjoy them the same, so it's about enjoyment as well as getting the key training in. So I'll run tomorrow with a normal hill integration on the treadmill prior to the strength training. So yeah, it's just got to tell my head to get back in the box, stop telling me lies, all is good. So yeah, just an easy day today. I hope this light works in here. The light's fading massively now with the short days of the season, so I can get this rigged up, otherwise I'm going to have to bin recording in here. It will just be like a voice in the dark hole blaring out. So all good. Let's see how the strength session goes tomorrow. I hope to focus on a bit more on plyometrics. I'll see if I can get some feedback and give a bit of a download of that session with some specifics and where the plyometrics is going. Look forward to that. Hola, see you later. Hello viewers, so here we are, voiceover for the strength and conditioning session. As you can see, purely plyometrics today. So this is the main 3 exercises in this session. This is bag, clean to squat, and then another squat with a jump at the end to make it more dynamic and more plyometrics. This kind of replaces the static, Olympic bar squats in the gym, and makes it more totally plyometrics in terms of the explosive element at the top. Moving on, we've got some reverse lunges, and this is in 3 phases. First phase I'm doing here, which is just to a standing position with a pause and a balance at the top. As you can see, I'm holding 2 5k massive dumbbells just to make it more difficult. The idea here is to keep locked in the core, and obviously the lunge exercise is quite significant in itself. If you've ever done a few in a row, it does start to burn. And we just switch legs. I think I'm doing 10 to 12 on each leg. And in 3 phases, this is just to the stand element. And then minimal rest, you move into the next phase, which is a toe off for more dynamic movements. So literally sort of 10 seconds rest here. And what we do is, as we come up, we push up to sort of on the tiptoes basically. So it makes it even more dynamic with a bit of more explosion to push off from the toes. And again, struggling there to keep my balance. And we do it on the other side as other leg for the same number of reps. And of course, as we're going on here, we end up doing at least 30 reps of lunges. So the fatigue does start to show and makes it more difficult. You really got to focus on the balance. And the last phase for this is dump the weights. And as you can see, it's just a straight lunge on the single leg and really try and power off with a jump at the top. So it's not just a toe off, but an actual jump. As you can see, I must be reaching at least a centimetre off the ground as I try and push off. And although this is just plyometrics and I'm used to the weights and the dumbbells, I actually found this whole routine quite taxing. So again, it's changing the exercises and the way we do things. And I did throw in a plank as well. 3 minutes 46 we're at the moment, which is great, approaching 4 minutes, which is fantastic. When I started sort of 30 seconds a minute, add 2 seconds a day. And once the plank's out of the way, we move on to the next exercise, which is one of my favourites with the kettlebell, a single leg, a straight leg deadlift. It's good for me to watch this actually, because you can see there I'm actually rounding my back. I'm not really getting much flex there at all. So yeah, good for me to review this. I'm wincing, I think, as I do it. So there's some work for me to do on this one. And if you lose your balance, you tend to lose the exercise, and it's worth just resetting and doing that rep again, rather than falling over. But yeah, I'm not looking great there. So yeah, some work for me to do on there to review this exercise. It gets better towards the end, and then you flip to the next leg. And I do find I'm better on one leg than another. I seem to be better on my left leg. It seems to be my stronger leg on my other one. But I'm struggling with the balance for this whole exercise. Again, probably because the fatigue doesn't help. I have minimal rest in between the exercises. But those are the three main exercises, and as I did on a previous clip, I finish off with the squat to shoulder press straight after those straight leg deadlifts, just to get a bit more whole body exercise in with that, trying to explode up with a push from the shoulders. I do some other exercises within this routine that I haven't shown, but these are the main exercises for today, focusing on the plyometrics. So that just about captures it for today, which went really well. I was tired the previous 2 days, but happy with it today. Good morning. So it's the day after the plyometric strength and conditioning session, and interesting feeling in the legs, to be honest. It kind of feels like I've got a deeper ache in them, which is good, and I think that, especially in the glutes, and I think that comes from the different dynamic in the exercises. Although I do plyometrics build up in the sessions I've done over the last 2 months, I've not done them as a whole session, so that's a good progression in the strength and conditioning training. So I'm quite chuffed with that. And I don't feel too bad this morning, although I've got sore legs. They're not massively sore when I get on the bike. So I'm just having a spin this morning. It's dark and a bit chilly. Hope this light works. I've had to stick it up even though the sun is coming up. So this 9-day cycle then, the first 9-day cycle of the new kind of move forward with the training block over the next 2 months. I did feel tired after the weekend, but I feel a bit better today. What I didn't mention yesterday as well, I still included prior to the actual plyometrics, was the treadmill hill transition session that I've mentioned a couple of times in previous posts, and that went really well. So I was up to 15 on the incline, just doing 20-second bursts, and that really is starting to feel good now. So I'm going to think about getting down the track, getting some interval sessions without going flat out like I mentioned last time, just sort of easing into it, get the legs used to doing efforts and intervals. So I'll throw some graphs up actually as a review of the first 2 months, and you can see the kind of volume that I've done there. But as I keep harping on about the content within those graphs, it's the key sessions within there, and the volume really doesn't, well, it's not telling. For me, as long as I'm getting that consistency, I'm not really fussed about how many hours I've done or how long the sessions are. It's the key sessions I'm happy in my head that I've done well, and I've documented those anyway. So yeah, that's the end of this episode. I don't think it's worth doing anything else. The only sessions I've got to do in this 9-day cycle is a specific bike workout, and I'll do that once I've recovered, maybe in a day or two. Put that on the next episode. I'll choose something different. I'm thinking maybe doing some 40-20s or 30-30s on the bike, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, or 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. Again, to build in some intensity without going really flat out, without going too deep. so I can keep the progression going, adaptation, all that good stuff. So I'm in a good place still. Middle of November next week. Crikey, it's going fast. So I'll catch you guys next time. Any comments, please, yeah, feel free, put them in there. If there's anything you'd like to see more detail on of the training and what we're doing, or a breakdown, then yeah, please let me know. Good stuff. Catch you next time.